Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh. Today we're going to be talking about a couple new dots. Now, if you guys recall, a while back I did a review on a new dot that was pretty controversial. That was the Osight. Now, this has a magnetic rechargeable lid, and obviously this was a new company to the dot market. There was a lot of skepticism and a lot of mixed results between YouTubers. Now, the two dots that I have both held zero. I haven't had a problem, but we're talking about sample sizes of 1 or 2, so keep that in mind. Everybody kind of had mixed results on whether or not they held zero, and of course, there are other gun tubers out there who are going to test these much harder than I did. So I think it's important to discuss, one, my relationship with the company Osight, and two, what kind of shooter I am and what I realistically do with these. So these dots, for me, when I saw them, were basically, to me, looked appealing to be a low dollar, good range toy use kind of optic. So it has a rechargeable base, has a big window similar to the Holosun 507 comp. I could get them in red or green. Had all the things that I was looking for, and of course there were some downsides, and we'll talk about that because today we have the two newest red dot sights, the Osight S, which is an RMSC footprint, so shield footprint for like carry gun size pistols like this, and the Osight X, which is on the Prodigy here. This is an RMR footprint, obviously meant more for like duty competition style shooting. So what is my relationship with Osight? Well, nothing really. They sent me these dots. They're not paying me. I don't have affiliate links. In fact, I don't do any affiliate links. I make exactly $0 off anything you do or don't buy based on what you see on my channel. So these are strictly my opinion. So I'm going to quickly go over kind of what you get with these, kind of what the appeal may be. And then we have some range footage. I went out and tested both of these. And I tested these in two very different ways for very good reasons. But first, let me show you the packaging. So this is the box you're going to get. It's actually a really nice box. Has kind of like a magnetic opening. Inside, you're going to get some literature. Actually has a really good, like, usable user manual. That's not always the case. Has a good little quick guide in there. But when you open it up, you're going to get the dot and the magnetic cover in there. And then these boxes are going to contain all your little doodads. So, of course, you're going to get a tool. You're going to get a box of screws. This is for the S models, so the shield footprint. This one comes with 6/32, M4, 640, and M3. And for the regular Osight X, the RMR footprint, you're getting 6/32, 440, 640, and M3. And it's important to note that you're getting like a bunch of different screws. So you're getting that thread, but then you're also getting 3 different sizes. And I'll throw up a little spec sheet or something right now so you can see what all you get with these optics when you do buy them. So for the money, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with what you get in the box. But like I said, we're going to clip out to the range footage now. And again, I tested these in 2 very different ways because this is the RMR footprint. This is more going to be like my range toy pistol. That's what I expect most people to buy this. I don't anticipate somebody buying this to replace their duty dot. Like, no matter how good or bad these tests show up and how the other gun tubers test them, to buy a company's first like dot to run on a duty gun is insane to me. I'm not sure why anybody would do that. But on my guns, I run, Holosun 507s, SROs, those kind of things. But this dot to me just screams like my range gun toy because I can end up with a very cool optic for very little dollars. And of course, like the predecessor, both come with the chargeable base. And the big difference from the last release on this one is now that this dot has the 3 different reticle options. So you get just the dot, just the circle, or the dot and the circle, and I've thrown those up on the screen. You still have the forward-facing light sensor, so you can put this in like auto-detect mode, and the dot will become darker or brighter based on the amount of light it's receiving there. Still has shake awake, all the features that you saw on the original Osight dot. So for this pistol for testing, basically after zeroing it, I'm just going to shoot it a bunch, and we're going to test and make sure it holds 0. We're going to check it at the end. On the other hand, because the Osight S, it does all the same things I mentioned there, the 3 different reticles, but this is an enclosed emitter dot, and I really think that this is marketed as like a carry gun dot. So the very first thing we're going to test this one with after zeroing it is submerging it in water the entire time we shoot the Osight X to make sure that this isn't going to leak, fog, or whatever. I just brought a little tub. It says it's IPX7 rated. So, I mean, I think IPX7 is like some odd meters for 30 minutes. So we're just gonna sit that in there. The dot's on, so like I said, while we shoot this other one and play around with it, make sure it holds a 0, that thing's gonna be over here soaking, and we'll see if it holds up. So initially, after zeroing both of them, obviously went through and we shot the Osight X a bunch. Didn't have any problems. Everything held up. Everything was good to go. From my experience, dots, especially when you're talking about cheaper dots, they either run or they break within the first couple hundred rounds. Again, there will be other gun tubers who beat these things to death, and I don't blame them. We need to know what the limits are for the money you're getting. But for me, as a just kind of like, somewhat competitive shooter who just likes to go out and compete for fun and just have range toys, this thing I was more than happy just testing that it held 0 after shooting it quite a bit. I had 3 different people shooting it, including myself, and overall just didn't have any problems with it. But given that this again is a shield footprint and enclosed, basically screams that they're marketing this for a carry gun, I wanted to brutalize this a little bit. So you're about to watch me kind of beat and bang it on the bench, rack it off the bench a little bit, kind of like this, rack it off the slide. And then I end up actually taking a magazine and beating on this. Anyway, I'm going to show you that now. Did I smash this with a giant boulder? Could I break the glass on this? Probably. And let's watch that and we'll come back and we'll actually see it's still mounted on the pistol. And if you can see it through the camera, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the glass. But let's show you that, then we'll hit this with something a little bit harder and see if it breaks. She has been soaking for about 20 minutes. So we're going to see if we can see any fogging. And no fogging whatsoever. And I'm still seeing the optic is still on. But yeah, we're going to rack it off the table here. We're going to smack it all around. Alright, again, this is clear. No mag, nothing in the chamber. We're just going to beat on this thing. So we beat it on the table, held it 0. Just going to take my mag, this metal base pad of this magazine. And I'm not taking it easy on this. See, look at the bottom of my base pad. It's denting the bottom of the base pad, but I think this is, it needs to be durable. So you're entering into the field of people who may want to carry this. This is my wife's carry gun. Normally it has a SIG dot on it. But if I don't feel confident in her carrying this, it's got to be able to be beat on. All right, so they've been shot. Gonna check the 0, final 0, clean target. The Prodigy with the Osight X is going to be shot at the bottom. Yeah, with the Osight S, so the reticle still looks fine. There's absolutely nothing going on inside of here after beating it, so I give it props on that. I don't think it held 0 though. I think it had a little bit of drift going on, but the target was shot up. So I'm going to try and shoot this thing accurately. Well, I'd say it's pretty good. I cannot honestly shoot this gun, especially that little one worth of crap. The trigger pull weight is crazy. It's a good carry gun, but I just can't shoot it. But you can see there, little smiley face. I'd say that's a pass, and I'd say that's a pass. All right, so this did not break out there, and my light is killing me. First, we have a hammer. Yeah, so this may not survive this, because I think the other gun tubers are going to be a little harder on it. Of course, you saw there, I was beating on this with my mag and with a metal mag well, and it scratched it up, but it's surprisingly pretty durable. So first, I've got a ball peen hammer. I'm just going to take this wooden part here. I'm going to hold it right here, and we'll just do this on camera, and I'm going to just smack it. And the glass, make sure you guys can see that, is totally fine. We're marking up the top of it, but the glass is not broken. So let's see if it can survive the ball peen hammer. Wow, okay. So everything still looks fine. I don't know if you can tell, I am wearing out the top of that. And those are hard hits. That's with a ball peen hammer. Obviously, I can't test if the zero has changed in here, but there is no break in the glass. And let's see if this still charges. And yeah, that still works. The magnetic part still works. So am I saying just because I hit this thing and beat up on it a little bit that this is a good concealed carry option? No, I mean, I think it needs a bunch more testing. I think maybe something that you throw as like in the truck as a truck gun or something like that. Obviously, you need to get it, shoot it, test it, because this is a sample size of 1. So for me, the two optics I got, the X and the S, both I would say got a pass from me. Again, I'm not a hardcore pistol user. Like, I'm sure these are going to get broken. I'm sure that there are going to be some hiccups down the road. This is a new company to the optic market, but so was Holosun at some point. All these companies start somewhere, and I think the durability of this is a vast improvement over the original dot. I mean, this is the more competition style one, and people were breaking these relatively easily. Not that I'm saying that this Osight S is bulletproof, but so far from my testing and my use has been pretty good. I will update this video after smacking this around. I'm going to further test it. I may like put it again in the water now that I've beat on it. Just heck with it. We're going to do it right now. There you guys can see the dot still on, and that we've kind of deformed the housing beating on it. And in it goes. So we're going to let it sit for about 20 minutes. Focus. It's 9 o'clock. All right, 9:20. Come around here. I'm going to take a look, and then I will show you guys. I would not be shocked if this had some water ingress, some fogging. Let's see. I see no fogging. I see water on the lens, but I can't tell if it's on the outside or the inside. So what I'm going to do is just clean this off real quick and show you guys what we have. So hopefully you guys can see that, but there is what I see as a little water right there on the inside, and no doubt came from right here, as you can see where I beat it so much with the hammer at the very end that we have deformed this cover or the outer protector, and that has, I think, let some water in. So I wiped it off again. I'm still seeing that little drop up here, and that is definitely inside, but the sight is still on. There we go. As you can see, I still have an emitter. Let's change through our settings, make sure that works still. Yep, everything still seems to work. So do I blame this for having water in it now after what we put it through? No, I have literally beaten this thing and beaten it some more, and out of the box, I had absolutely no water get in this dot, and it was fine all the way up till me literally beating it with a ball peen hammer. And even though we deformed the housing, the glass didn't break. I think that's pretty impressive. Is it IPX7, rated anymore? No, obviously not. We have deformed the housing and broken the seal. So this dot pretty much is probably kind of DOA now as far as being any kind of weather resistant. But the fact is it took a beating. It still works, and the glass didn't break. It's still very much usable. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. Catch you on the next one.